Oh my goodness. Oh man. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to do a couple things here. Time shift, bon noche. Oh, let's see. Where is it? All right. I'm trying to have my laptop set up, but let's see where it is. All right. Just completely click off. All right. I wonder. Okay. So I finally got that figured out. Technical difficulties here tonight. So let's say, Chuck, how you doing? George, how you doing? Jay, what's up? Ayo, everybody. And Rob, how you doing this evening? So Chuck, I want to thank Chuck for I didn't quite know what was in here because looking at this box, it shows a brake part. But when I opened up the box, Chuck sent me Chris. How you doing? Chuck sent me a decent letter and some barbecue sauce. So Jay, tonight we're going to be talking about what you do to stay awake during long cooks. Unfortunately, I'm limited to the amount of what I can put in the titles. So Chuck, I don't know what is all over the jar. Like it's something on the jar, but I haven't opened it up yet. I haven't cracked it yet, but I will be. We will be. We will be doing something. I will be doing something with it at some point. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with it just yet. Oh man, hold on. Every week, I need to like set a reminder or like set something that says, "Look, you guys like my daughter's jacket? Here, let's move that out of the frame." So Chuck. I won't pour it into the brake fluid reservoir. All right, so basically, I wanted to talk to you guys. You know, like I know I'm not the only person that cooks late and stays up and does, decent cooks overnight and things like that. So how do you guys stay awake? Jay, if I drink a whole lot of beer, usually I'm not staying awake. But speaking of which. All right. You know. All right, Chuck. Well, fair enough. Jerry Brown, how you doing? From Georgia. Friend. All right. Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. If you haven't already, please, do stick around. Big John, how you doing tonight, man? Look, let me help John out for a quick second. Yeah, good looking. Good looking. John, thoroughly enjoyed the series, the beginner series you did on your channel. I feel like I learned some stuff that I never knew, at all. It was definitely an eye-opening experience. Joaquin, I like seeing that you're back at it. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't seen, check out Joaquin's channel. He is going to be making some corned beef deer meat. I thought that was pretty dope. So, yeah. But John, back to you. Thank you, sir. That was a pretty decent deep dive into that. Was it Hercules controller? My cousin actually got a Hercules controller. His is much smaller. It's probably like looks like this, and man, it kind of looks like a toy almost, and he's like mixing and scratching on it via his Instagram, and I think he might have posted a video on YouTube. But I mean, it really did look like a toy, but I guess it's pretty stout. So let's see. Mr. Jimenez says he usually uses the pellet grill for overnight cooks with probes. Yep. Big Reggie Reg, how you doing this evening? So no worries, John. Hey, P. Adams, how you doing? Hey, yo. All right. I appreciate it. I like learning stuff, you know, especially stuff where I had no idea what it was, and if it's interesting and you keep me keep me engaged, then I will definitely watch. So, but I wanted to talk to you guys tonight because you guys know that by the time I come on and do these live streams, yes, Big Reg, I'm all as well on my side of the phone, the screen, the live stream. You guys know that by the time I do these live streams on Wednesday night, I've been up, and today was no exception. Actually, didn't sleep very well last night. I was up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up at and then I went into work. I got up early. I was up at 3:20. I think I woke up a few minutes before my alarm went off, hit snooze a time or two, got up, showered, dressed, went to work. I was at my desk at 5 a.m. Now, normally, I don't get to my desk until 6 a.m., but I've been helping out. I told you guys I've been helping out for the past almost 3 weeks now on this other program, other project. And I got in there today, and I was not feeling it. It was, I think it's a combination of the time, the time, daylight savings time change. But I really wanted to talk to you guys because I know some of you guys do overnight cooks or have done overnight cooks. And are you the type of person, or do you have to like sleep all day or try to take a nap and then wake up, like early in the morning, like 1 or 2 in the morning and get your cook started? Or can you like just muscle through and power through and be up working all day and then get home and start cooking and then cook all night long to the next morning and then go to an event? So I figured I would ask you guys what you guys do or how you guys handle things like that. Benji, how you doing? All right, so P. Adams says he has an electric smoker. Turnaround says it depends on the smoker. Exactly. Insomnia is good. Yep. Shoot, Jay, I'm not even going to tell you. I used to work overnight. So once I started working overnight and my sleep schedule got destroyed, man, I burned at both ends. I could be like when I was on the cruise, I was up until 3 o'clock, almost 2:30, 3 o'clock every morning, and then was up with the sun with my boys at 6:30, 7 o'clock every morning because we had activities or other things to do on the boat. So I definitely understand. But yeah, insomnia. I don't really have insomnia. I just don't sleep very well and do not need a lot of sleep. But I will say that over a certain period of time and me not sleeping, I will actually have to catch up on sleep. So I can go, all weekend long on 4 hour sleep, but come Monday night, I'm in bed at 8 o'clock to get up at, 5 o'clock or 4:15, 4:30 in the morning. So let's see. Mr. Menace says 5-hour energy. They don't work for me. Do they work for you guys? So if they work for you, let's put a 5 in the comments. Like just comment number 5. Dirty or catfishing. He says this UDS will hold temp longer than he ever needs it to. That's what's up. So he sleeps. I completely understand. That was one of the things where I swear there are some people who do not understand the concept of setting up a smoker to run with and or on charcoal and being able to get some sleep. It is a very big thing. It's a vital thing. Once you can get a smoker dialed in and it'll stay where it is, and even if you have to kind of sleep lightly to monitor temperatures, man, I completely understand and agree with that statement. Smoke on the smoker and put it on electric if need be. All right. Yep, P. Adams says it's like an outdoor oven. Hey, Lou Calamadas, how you doing this evening? Louisville Sluggers is -5. Drink lemon juice and honey in the AM. It helps. All right, Kevin. Well, we'll see. Lou says owning an espresso machine aids him. I wish I had a nice fancy espresso machine, but then I probably be more hyper than I already am. You guys know I can get pretty hype. I'm sure some of you guys have seen some of the live streams on a Saturday or a Sunday when it's 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, yeah, I'm rounding third, trying to finish up my cook. So, yep. Bob says just learning your grill will definitely keep you awake. P. Adams says he would be off the chain. Shoot, I'm pretty laid back, but I mean, yeah. I can only imagine. Like I'd probably be having heart palpitations. Like my heart be jumping through my chest. John, how you doing this evening, sir? What's good with you? Lou says he loves his espresso cheap machine. It does the job. I can imagine. Shoot, I looked into one of the early live streams. John told me about what is it, Cafe Busco? I think it is. Whatever, it's like a yellow package. He told me about that coffee, and I had a couple of them. I got some for my K cup machine, and I mean, I just have a pretty high tolerance for coffee. I drink a lot of coffee on a daily basis. Um, Chris it is Chris, right? Halloween 810 is Chris. I'm hoping. He said he just got a 40-inch Masterbuilt electric smoker for those long cooks and when he's feeling lazy. Huh. Justin Aguilar, man. Hey, what's going on, man? It's been a minute. Cafe Bustelo. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Yes. Slap your mama. Hold up. Slap your mama. Is that like... What's... No, that's Slap Your Daddy. I think. What is that? Not Harry Sue. Somebody, right? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, man. Justin says he's in a blizzard. Justin, where are you? Gosh, I don't wish that on anybody. Except Rich. Rich, yeah. Slap Your Daddy's Harry Sue. Oh man, Jack, Betty, how you guys doing? Kevin, too funny. Southern Colorado. All right, Justin, are you not Mile High Tacos? Which taco? Something tacos, isn't it? Your Instagram? Apple Valley, California. Oh my goodness. Well, whatever weather you're having out there in Colorado is probably going to make its way out here by this weekend. So I think Saturday is Sunday. So Lou says when he really needs to sleep, he uses his barbecue guru. So I had a guru, and yeah, Southern Colorado barbecue. I knew it was something. See, I tried to put names to stuff, but anyway, I had a guru and it didn't work out for me. It didn't blow enough. It wasn't strong enough. The CFM was a little too low. Hold on, come on, focus. The CFM was a little too low and it didn't do what I needed it to do. Ended up giving it back to the person that sent it to me, and just kind of never looked back. Joe smoker a few months ago works very well. Get a lot of complaints with meat, ribs, chicken, sausage, pork butts. The only things you haven't done is brisket. What you waiting on, Jerry? Come on, man, get it done. Eric, how you doing? Nah, it was not for Bessie. It was actually for Vicky. When I first got Vicky, I was having such a horrible time. I would say horrible time. I was having a hard time getting Vicky to work with wood. So if you guys remember when I highlighted that video where the helicopter was hovering above head, that was the first time or one of the first times, I tried to get that smoker to run off of wood, and it burned dirty, 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 dirty. So I talked back and forth with Kirk. What Kirk did to try to make it right was he went on eBay, found somebody selling a Guru. He sent it to me. I hooked the Guru up to the intake. I actually went out to Home Depot or Lowe's, got a 2-inch, like a cap, like a screw cap, drilled out a hole big enough for the Guru to fit in, fit the Guru in, and it just didn't put out enough air to make it happen. Then what Kirk ended up doing was I took Vicky back down to Kirk's house, and he ended up adding on a second exhaust stack, and it helped. Excuse me, but she still doesn't breathe right on straight wood. Jay says, how much for 10 pounds of brisket? You'd be looking at about $150 for 10 pounds of brisket and plus shipping. But you're out in California, so. John says, who else is waiting for part 2 of the jerk brisket? Comment I down in the comments below. I try to do most of the smoking the day before and then wrap the cooking the next morning. Exception is pork butts. I cook them all the way through the day before. That's, I mean, Chuck, you guys know I do the same thing. I try to cook not a day in advance, but I try and start everything well enough the day before that I will have to reheat things. I rather reheat things than be trying to keep things warm, so that I'm like heading to an event with it still originally hot. I haven't done briskets on this joint either. Want to get good number of cooks. So my normal, whoa, hey, somebody threw some coinage up in here. I appreciate that. Let me get down to the comment. Justin, thank you, sir, very much, man. I appreciate you. Here's my thing, and I've been saying the same thing for years. Whenever you get a new smoker or whenever you're trying to learn your smoker, I highly recommend cooking chicken. Chicken is cheap. Chicken is semi-fast. And if you mess up chicken, you don't hurt, you're not really upset about it, or you shouldn't be upset about it. So get your chicken down perfect. Get your, then step up to I don't usually subscribe to pork shoulder being a indicator of being able to smoke meats, because pork shoulder, all you have to do is cook it till you think it's done, and then cook it for like another hour, and then once you think that hour is past, cook it for another hour, and it'll come out, it'll be good. You cannot mess up pork shoulder. The only way you can mess up pork shoulder is undercooking it, and as long as you're patient, you'll be fine. But that same patience will play off when you do brisket. So, hey, East Coast Tony, man, I saw you playing with your new ugly drum smoker. P. Adams says he can never find a whole brisket. So, where are you? I'm trying to think. I think we've talked or I saw somewhere where you might be. But Restaurant Depot is my top choice for whole briskets. Costco, Sam's Club now carry briskets, and then the last resort is Super Walmarts also sometimes carry whole pack of briskets. Now, when you go to Costco or Sam's, those briskets are going to be prime briskets, so you're looking at probably $4, sometimes almost $4 a pound, and if you're looking at a 12 to 15 pound brisket, you can do the math. Justin, I just want to say thank you so very much again. All right, everybody's looking forward to the video tomorrow. Trying to convince my wife so we can order. All right, well, Jay, let me know. What I'll do is, what I can do is, if you want to place an order, you guys, and unfortunately, Tony ordered some about 2 weeks ago now. Actually, yeah, it's been 2 weeks. He ordered some 2 weeks ago, and that Monday when I sent off his brisket was the day after I realized that my camera was messing up. So I have not filmed a new videos in 3 weeks. So it's killing me. But I sent out the camera for repair. it was supposed to be sent back out today or tomorrow. It will be sent out apparently. So we'll see what happens. But just kind of, yeah. Rob says he needs a good jerk chicken recipe. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. I definitely will. Rob, I tell you what, man, I don't reinvent the wheel. I saw that jerk chicken seasoning in the store, and a lot of you guys have recommended backwood like seasoning. So I will look into that. I haven't gone to the market and actually specifically looked for it, but when I do, we'll talk about it. Yeah, brisket is expensive everywhere, not just there in Georgia. Mm, John, I feel like I don't have a busiest time. It ebbs and flows. Like there could be a week when I like this past weekend I did a St. Patrick's Day party, and I've done the same St. Patrick's Day party for this is the fourth time I've done the St. Patrick's Day party for this guy. And actually, John, you know what? I take that back. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my busiest time. Like I'm turning away business at Thanksgiving, because it's so much to do in a short period of time. I'm usually cooking for Thanksgiving for 48 hours almost straight. I cook Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Everything that's non-turkey or anyone that has they want a turkey early or turkeys early. I have a friend, he usually gets at least one turkey, sometimes two turkeys. He travels down to North Carolina with them, and he picks up his turkeys on Wednesday afternoon. And then I cook again Wednesday night into Thursday morning, Thanksgiving morning, and I cook all things or all turkeys. And I got sick a few years ago, being out in the garage and just overexerting myself. I did 20 turkeys that year, and I said no. I said no. Actually, yeah, I did 20 turkeys that year, and I said no. I wasn't going to do that again. So I put a limit of 16 turkeys. And the past 2 years, I think I've actually come in at like 15 turkeys, and I haven't had a problem. But I don't want to get sick again. I ended up with bronchitis, was sick from Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's. Yep. Jay says try whole chickens. They're really cheap to smoke. When or if you're doing chickens, I highly recommend you get them from Sam's as opposed to your local market. Sam's, you can get chickens for 99 cents a pound, and you'll get two for about $10 versus at the market they're like 159 to 198 per pound for a whole chicken. Yeah. Eric says, what's my method for reheating pulled pork? So, all right, look, Eric, hold off on some of the non, let's talk about how to stay awake type questions. But just like you would cook it, I would reheat it, usually between 250 and 300 degrees. For pulled pork, I just make sure that I stir it around so you don't get that outside crust like a macaroni and cheese, because it will happen. I do also make sure it's covered, and usually 45 minutes or so, like straight from the fridge, mixing and stirring it about halfway through. Jerry says he smoked the shoulder today and it turned out wonderful. All right, that's what's up, man. That's yeah. Tony says he can never smoke overnight with an offset. Well, Tony, it is it is a labor of love. You know, it's one of those things where most people underestimate just how busy you are when you are cooking. So sometimes just the sheer fact of the fact that you're sitting there like looking at the temperature at your thermometers, and things, you know, you have to throw sticks and it just takes a while for you to do. It just keeps you awake. Hmm. Turn around, man. We don't call anybody out. P. Adams says he's in Maryland. Southern Maryland? Costco, he says he only sees the flats. Nah, man. Uh, well, I live in Baltimore. The Costco in Owings Mills, I've seen whole briskets. The Sam's in Glen Burnie, I've seen whole briskets. The Costco in Hanover by Arundel Mills, I've seen whole briskets. And the Sam's on Route 40. Route 40 in Catonsville. I've also seen whole briskets. So I don't know. Um, yep, brisket is costly. Definitely start out with uh with a smaller piece. Start with a small flat. Well, you know what? So here's the thing: when you start with a flat from Food Lion, and when you saying Food Lion, that leads me to believe you're probably down in Southern Maryland. um, it's more expensive. By the time you do that little flat, you're only gonna get like a 2.5 or 3 pound piece, and it might cost you $7 or $8 a pound. You might as well go drive half an hour, 45 minutes, and get yourself a whole brisket for twice as much, and you'll get 3 times as much meat. But that's just me. I did the jerk brisket, Chuck, with the messed up camera. I did that jerk brisket the Friday before the Monday I sent, or Tuesday I sent the camera out. Well, Friday into Saturday morning. So that was the jerk brisket was not the last video. The last video I did was my son's last basketball game. Well, it was a basketball game. I did do one other video of a basketball game, but I did that one on my phone, and I didn't like the way it turned out. Well, that's what's up, Tony. He says he hopes with the barbecue guru, let him finally smoke a brisket. So he said with the new UDS, I guess. Um, I think you sound like you're well on your way. Smoke a baby pig. I don't have call to smoke a baby pig, man. I can't. Guys, I wish that I could afford to spend more money on cooking. I won't say random things, but I can only afford to, I won't say get burnt on something, but I can only afford to cook something that will be, I mean, we're not going to eat a whole pig between the 5 of us in this house, especially seeing as how 4 of us are, 4 of us, only 4 people in the house eat pork. Jay says out of stock on extra large, 2XL. I have a couple of them. John says when you move to Florida, you'll be able to cook all those turkeys and not get sick. Beautiful weather down here year round. Turnaround barbecue. I am not even gonna read that. Shoot. Well, Chuck, I don't check every 45 minutes, but an hour, and 10. I'm in OM. What's OM? I understand, Jack. On the subject of staying awake, it's the time I cooks to where I started the fire after at least a couple hours of sleep. Yep. Kind of changed up since the So Justin, I tell you what, I do the same thing. Like the cook that I had this past weekend, it was for 12 pounds of brisket, 12 pounds of pork, 12 pounds of chicken. And I tell you what, I cheated and I used Vicky. I was able to get the brisket. I fit 2 briskets on a single shelf in Vicky. Pork shoulder down at the bottom. I set the smoker to go. I started the smoker, and then I think it was about 2 or 3 hours after I started the smoker, I had seasoned the chicken up already, got the chicken into the smoker. So like halfway between when the brisket and the pork shoulder were done, I pulled the chicken off and had that ready and divvied up and set away. And I finished the briskets in the pork shoulder in the smoker. And I also had to do 2 salmon fillets. So before all of the briskets and everything else was done, or actually once it was done, I had a few hours before I had to take his food for delivery. Threw the salmon in the smoker, got that stuff done. Man, it was like clockwork. So I did end up actually being able to get some rest because I was worried. I thought I was going to end up having to use Bessie, but I got it in Vicky and it was great. Preston, how you doing, man? Hey yo, Kurt. Nothing much. We again. we're talking about how to stay awake. I know Kirk has a big wood burning smoker, and if he's cooking all night long, you got to stay awake, right? Yeah, I could fit a whole hog in Bessie, no doubt. And the way Kurt built Bessie, there's a brace down at the bottom, so it's definitely big enough. I think the bottom shelf in Bessie is 40. No, the bottom shelf is 31 inches deep by 48 inches wide. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I could fit a decent sized hog in there. Hey Jack, no worries. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that you're back home safe. You and Betty take care, and yeah. Kirk says it gets hot in Florida. Too hot in Florida. Yep. He's too fat for that noise. Me too. Alright. I know. Have a Wednesday live stream at the house. We'll eat a whole hog. Shoot. Lou, you know what? I wouldn't put it past you to come down to my house. You're close enough where I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see. All right, we'll see. Owings Mills, dude. The the Costco right there in the Owings Mills definitely has briskets. If you need to let me know and we need to link up and I go get you, help you go get a brisket, I will help you get a brisket because they have them for sure. Eric says, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Please do. Have you made any more modifications to Bernadette? No, I haven't. And John, I started to, because of the fact that I had this event this past weekend, and I had 2 briskets, chicken, pork shoulder, and salmon to get done. I actually thought I was going to have to pull Bernadette out and use Bernadette to cook with and on. But because I was able to fit the 2 briskets on, the briskets ended up being a little longer than they were wide. So I was able to, Joaquin, I know you're close enough. You're only about 3 hours away. You're more than welcome. You know what's crazy? So John made it a point to talk about having a little, and actually Kurt too, like a little get together, and maybe we can make something happen this summer. No promises, but maybe we can do something. But anyway, I thought I was gonna have to use Bernadette, John, and because I was able to get both briskets on the shelf, that saved my butt. Like seriously, I was able to get, because I was prepared to cook. So I told you guys before, I don't like cooking on the top shelf in Vicky because it's just too much intense heat. So I was planning on using the bottom 3 shelves. Pork always goes on the bottom. I was going to do 2 briskets. Bring your own smoker, exactly, Preston. Bring your own. So I was going to do the 2 briskets on. So if we're counting from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on shelf 2 and 3, I was going to do the briskets. Shoulder on 4. But then I'm like, well, if I can get both briskets on shelf 3, the shoulder on shelf 4, then I could put the chicken on shelf 2, and that's what I ended up doing, and it worked out perfectly. Shoot, I know, Lou. I'm not gonna threaten you with a good time, because I know. Preston says he doesn't stay awake. He gets up too early. He can't do the up down up down. I understand, man. It takes a while to get to the point where you can easily stay up all night long. And usually, like even when I was up, like when I was working and then cooking, I had a wall. Usually that wall was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, when I had been up for almost 24 hours and I had to take at least an hour or 2 nap in order for me to function for the next 2 or 3 hours. So I definitely understand that. They're rotisserie whole hog roasters made out of 275-gallon fuel tanks. Exactly. I don't there, if I start getting called for whole hogs and people are paying for it, then I'll start doing them. Right now, it's easier and cheaper for me to do pork shoulder, so I do pork shoulders. Kirk. Completely agree. There's some long nights of that 12 brisket cook. Yeah. Kirk, I completely understand about having to cook 12 briskets. The most briskets I did was, it wasn't that smoker. It was 10. 10? I think it was 10 briskets I did for that 300 person cook, or yeah, 300 person event a few years back. Yeah. Oh, Preston, definitely bring your own shine. Jay says he's got his plane ticket ready. I'm like 7 minutes away from BWI. I'm pulling out the next next beer. I was smart. I got a little cooler today. Yeah. Well, that's what's up, Jay. Catch naps. Joaquin says he catches naps in the beginning. I do too. I started saying it when I finished. I ended up having to pick my son up from his school. They do like a bingo at their school. So after the bingo thing, I picked him up. I came home and took like a 2 or 3 hour nap. I think I got up. I set my alarm for 1:45. Yeah, it was 1:45. Went out, started the smoker. Nah, that's not right. I set my alarm for 12:45 and was out at the smoker. And I had food in the smoker. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was done. Not too long ever. Can you put a listing on your description? How much per pound and which meat? For what, Jay? Oh, if you're interested in purchasing food, basically, I guess I should put the website out there. The website is steeldrumsmokers.com. On the website, there's a full menu of costs, and usually the more you order, the cheaper it is. Anything under 5 pounds is the set price. Between 5 and 7 is the next set price, and then no, I'm sorry. Between 5 and 9 is the next set price, and then 10 pounds plus is the next set price. But yeah, steeldrumsmokers.com. We got Alton from the Dog Father Barbecue. How you doing, sir? I'm the guy that watches my friends' pits while they take naps. It's a good way to learn on different cookers. You're absolutely right. That is a great idea, man. You know, learning how to cook on different apparatus or apparati, I don't know, or apparatuses. Which one is it? It'll help you to be able to ride or drive anything. Like, I can drive an 18-wheeler. I can drive a motorcycle. I can drive, a trailer on a car. I could drive, all types of things just because I've practiced and I've done them. So whenever you get into a situation and you have a new smoker, you have something different, you kind of have an idea going in what it is. So, brisket size butts, man. Trailer haul setup, cook butts on. He was there, spent all day, and then they wanted him to stay and partake. Shoot. When you cook and do things for your friends, a lot of times, like I told you, you guys saw that video of my friend Dustin. He got married last year, early last summer, and they're like, "Dog, stay." I'm like, "Look, I don't have a problem staying for a little while, but I'm not gonna be here all night long, man. I've been up all night pretty much cooking." And then I did a wedding for who was it? I did a wedding for it was for a friend of my friend Dustin's. And I was like, listen, like they paid me to bring the food, they paid me to set up and serve food, and they're like, "Oh, please stay, partake, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Look, once the food is gone, or once your time is up, I'm gonna go ahead on. I don't want to impose, But some people insist on you staying. Sometimes I try to build in the availability to be able to stay. But for the most part, I try to keep those things kind of separate because I don't need to show my tail at somebody's event and then they be like, "Oh, that was the barbecue guy." He kind of went a little overboard. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. What's up with that jerk brisket? You too, sir, are going to have to wait until the morning. uh, you got like a little over, what is it? 11 hours? No, not 11. 7 in the morning it goes live. It's almost 10, so you got like 9 hours to go. Kirk says, order the lamb. Thank you, sir. Did you guys? Kirk was mad. He's like, I'm mad. He was eating it cold. He was like, I'm bad. Because this brisket this lamb is better than mine. Lou, I would love to be able to order a Still Time Smoker on that website, but I cannot. If you want to talk offline about placing an order and then making sure you can come and get it, then yes. But I need to make sure that you can come and get it, or I can take it to you, because there's not going to be any shipping involved with that. That's what's up, Jay. Exactly. You got to learn how to do it. 4J, what's up? Uh-oh. John's funny. He says, just had a fantastic idea. Have a YouTube fan appreciation night and let's cook all nighty. Nightery. Oh, man. Firing up all the smokers. Y'all trying to definitely had a fire department at my crib. That's what's up. I saw I saw your I saw a picture of it, definitely. So, I see pictures on Instagram and I'm just like, all right, well, is this one gonna be a video? Is that one gonna be a video? I know the struggle. I know the routine. I've kind of had to. Shoot, Kirk definitely fell asleep. He slept good. Vodka and blood orange Diet Coke. Okay. Hey, Rob, thank you so very much, man. I definitely want to say thank you. I appreciate that. Turn around, we'll feed him. Kirk said he slept like a baby, fat and happy. Yeah, but you know what? I still have to call them and let them know that I'm cooking. Because if I don't, then they will send out 10 units, and it is two engines, no, 3 engines, 2 ladder trucks, 2 battalion chiefs, 2 EMS, and a police officer. Yeah. Drinking horchata rather. You know what, Jay? I mean, horchata beer. I like horchata. So, horchata beer, man. Check it out. Do what you got to do. Sean says vodka gives them crazy hangovers. That's because you haven't built your tolerance up. I'm a vodka man. I'm a clear man. I like clear liquor. Definitely. Before I forget, I just want to take a moment to say thank you again to Chuck. Chuck sent out some barbecue sauce. So I am going to try and use this on something. Did you not pasteurize it? But I guess when you sealed it, it was hot. So I'm not even worried about this. Like I'm not going to open it up unless I have something to really put it on. So I'm going to hold off on using it. But I will use it, Chuck, and I will definitely report back. John says we can feed the firefighters. Great news and advertising. You're absolutely right. Kirk says the wings were delicious too. Chauncey says, what am I cooking next? I don't have anything on the books for a few weeks, actually. Aside from, I'm hoping as soon as I get my camera back that I can get to cooking, because I have not cooked anything. I've been debating on going back and re-editing like some archive videos or some archive footage that like way back in the day I would love to just, get some fresh eyes on. I have a lot more subscribers now than I had way back in the day when I put some of the videos I have had out. So if I have to re-edit some old stuff, that might be what it comes to. We shall see what happens between tomorrow and next Tuesday. I do have my phone, though I don't like filming on my phone. It's just not the same. I don't get the same feel when I film on my phone. John, you might be right. He said they're not coming because they think it's a fire. They know what I'm doing. Grabs all week. That's what's up. Kirk says everything was right. He said he grubbed all week. Best part besides the extra pay was the highlight of the trip was the barbecue. Chamber vacuum sealer. Yeah, buddy. Dogfather, that's why I have the food saver one that I have. But those other ones, they are like the bee's knees. They are definitely the bee's knees. But they are expensive. Yes. No worries. That's what's up, Justin. Yes, Chauncey. I sent it out. It's covered under a square trade warranty. I purchased the camera last year. Well, 2017 off from Amazon. And it's covered under a 4-year square trade warranty. But apparently it needed deeper repairs. So they had to send it somewhere else. And apparently I called last week and I was told that it should be shipped out on tomorrow. So we'll see. We're not cooks always night before or day of. Well, Benji, you haven't cooked anything. Well, I won't say that. Sometimes there are times when you don't have time to be able to cook the day before. Like if I'm cooking, if I have an event on Saturday afternoon, I would love to be able to get up and cook first thing on Saturday morning, but sometimes it's just easier for me to start cooking on Friday night, and then that builds in a cushion so that that builds in a cushion so that I can have that time in case something happens or in case I need to run. Like this past weekend, I ran out of full catering pans. I mean, I use them and I buy them and I use them and I buy them. But there are just times when I lose count and I had 5 left and I had, 5 things that I had to pull off the smoker. So by the time I had to use full catering pans to take the food out after it was finished cooking, I needed to go get some more. So if I was down to the wire and didn't have that hour or so of downtime, that could be a problem. Huh. Dude, I'm waiting for that aged steak as well. Nice. Joaquin. Alright, that's what's up. He said this food's ever is getting on his last nerve. Shoot. That little teaser video, I was mad. Like, yo, how long are you gonna be dry aging that steak for? So Kirk, I saw it, but I was driving when I saw it, and I have a horrible habit of opening things up and then not remembering to go back to certain things. But I did see I saw and I know that so I work in PG County and they've outlawed styrofoam containers and cups in PG County. I believe in Montgomery County as well. So I think Baltimore County is kind of coming next. Excuse me. So yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I know for sure there are certain counties in Maryland that are outlawing it. Preston, that's what's up, man. Congrats. Hmm. Turn around, man. I know that feeling. Chico Beans, why is that? Just on the bags, yep. A dual sealer. Wow. 55 days. All right, Chuck. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Well, you got my tag me or send it to me on Instagram because you text it to me, it'll interrupt the live stream, so I won't even be able to see it. Kid lives in Montgomery County. That's right. I think Joaquin, you were telling me about that. I have. Oh man, John, I know, man. I know. Trust me. Anytime the missus brings up coming to Florida, I always see how far away I'm gonna be from you, because you are the one person that I definitely want to come and visit, meet the missus, sit and cook and drink with you, just because you've been rocking with me for quite some time, and I really, 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 would love to just hang out, cook, and shoot the breeze. So trust me, I'm working on it. Just we got other things, other plans already. My wife is really good about planning our vacations like 6 to 8 months in advance. My Instagram is Steel Drum Smokers. STEEL Drum DRUM Smokers. SMOKERS. The competition turning boxes. I mean, Kirk, you think about it like this. Those styrofoam outlaw things are for carryout places and restaurants, not for a barbecue competition. They could care less. Chauncey, I do have a Facebook, but I am not active on Facebook. Um, I am one of these people that I only go to Facebook when I absolutely have to. I really hate seeing all the political BS and people's opinions sometimes on Facebook, so I just avoid it pretty much. If somebody tags me in something, then I'll go and I'll check on it. But for the most part, I do not post a lot of stuff. 14 days and ready teaser for that dry age. Sure. Make a teaser. I'm not gonna tell you no, because I want to know how it's turning out too. That means I got you and your family. After our other brother shows you a good time. Hey, well, tow truck W, man. I tell you what, man. I'm eternally grateful to you guys that reach out, and I wish I was closer. Like, it would be dope if I got to travel more. But at the moment, of course, I'm still kind of tied down to my day job and making sure that I can pick up and drop off my kids when necessary and things like that. So taking extended vacations and traveling to come and see you guys, though I would love to, is just not something that's on the agenda for right now. Though Kirk, you live close enough, I'm putting you on notice. Joaquin, you live close enough, I'm putting you on notice. Lou, you live close enough, I'm putting you on notice. Maybe I will start trying to do some sort of, not traveling barbecue show, but coming out, hanging out with some of you guys, cooking, learning some of your smokers, or actually helping you cook on your smokers. Um, yeah, come out and cook on your smokers, or help you cook on your smokers, and maybe we can turn that into a thing. That's just kind of brainstorming. 2 beers in, but I would love to come and see some of you guys. Excuse me, Pete Adams. You said you live in Owens Mills. You know, you're 15 minutes away from me, dog. Please, just let me know. Trust me, if I go traveling, if I do travel, I try to let you guys know I am traveling somewhere. East Coast Sony says every 14-day follow-ups. Pretty much. I wish. Austin is not right down the road, man. Chuck, but you know what? It's not that it will be or won't be any easier to travel. I will hope. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. In my mind, in a perfect world, I might not be cooking every single weekend. So let's say, you know, first weekend of the month, I'm traveling with the trailer somewhere to go and cook on site somewhere, to go and visit somewhere else, aside from cooking just in my own backyard. I mean, if this turns out to be something where I can parlay, you know, an income off of YouTube and still do the barbecue videos and travel and go places, link up with you guys and cook and BS and shoot this, you know, shoot the breeze, I would love to do that. I'm all about traveling. And if I can get my wife, like, if, you know, again, once my kids get a little older and I can go on the road and maybe travel a long weekend or something like that, why not? Why not? So I would hope that it wouldn't hinder me. Also, I think that traveling doing barbecue will be cool. Yep, Kurt, I know. Alton, hit me up offline, man. That's, you know, I gotta find something. I have to. Like, I'm trying to be patient. And I was talking about this earlier today. I was talking to this about my manager. My manager is one of my best friends. Like seriously. I've known my manager for shoot 14, 15 years. And I've worked with him off and on for those 14, 15 years. And he was a cool friend of mine before he became my manager. And when I went back to work, he was the catalyst to me going back to work. Basically, we lost the program. I got laid off. I did barbecue full time. He's like, yo, if we can get the band back together, would you come back? And I'm like, yeah. So I went back to work, and he knows I'm doing barbecue. So anytime I need, I'm like, yo, hey, I need to work from home today so that I can monitor like the tail end of a cook. He's like, all right, cool. Or if I say, hey, I need to work a half a day today because I need to start a cook, he's like, okay, cool. He knows that I'm doing the barbecue, and he's never once, I won't say question, but he's never once stopped me from being able to do something as long as I have coverage on, you know, at work, as long as I make sure that I'm either covering, you know, from home, or if I have someone covering there on site. So like on days when I need, need to take the time off and I can't actually be at my computer, and I can take the time off. Hey, do you have coverage? Yes, I do. All right, cool. You know I like brisket, right? Is what it'll say, something like, or bring in some ribs or bring in some pulled pork, and I'll be like, no problem. Like, that's easy. So I was talking to him today when I did that video about the food truck. I said, you know, somebody commented on a video recently saying I wasted that guy's time. And I'm like, I didn't waste his time. Like, why would I rush into to getting a food truck? I'm like, this is the first time I've looked at a truck. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And if I don't look at them, then I can't say, okay, well, I know I want this. I know I don't want that. And it just, long story short, I'm like, look, if anything, I'm going to be looking into a trailer. But I'm not going to be looking into a trailer like tomorrow because I know I have other obligations I have to take care of. I said, the last thing I'm going to do is run in and jump in blindly. Like, I have I'm going on 4 years of experience, almost 5 years of experience. Actually, I launched my barbecue business in January of 2014. So almost 5 years of experience doing barbecue. Between doing barbecue out the trunk of my car via Instagram, still pretty much doing it via Instagram, to word of mouth sales and doing catering events for multiple hundred people. I've done one person dinners where one person is ordering a rack of ribs, and like I had the worst was I had a girl order a half a rack of ribs and she lived halfway across the city, and I didn't even charge her delivery. But that was like in the first year and a half of me doing this. So I was trying to get my name out there. So I have way more experience, way more stories, way more deliveries than I lead on to. Um, because I've been doing this for a while. So yep, Kirk, I did see that. Definitely. Sean says I need to make a trip to Houston. Kirk, you know what? Yeah. Uh, thank you, Lou. The movie chef. That's what's up. My wife is a plan in advancer. uh, yeah, Kirk. I've seen, so Bob and I are on a first name basis. I think I've told you guys this before, and I watch. I've seen his Instagram, and I definitely have seen that they are opening up a Chaps in Rehoboth, and Bob has got 3 or 4 franchises out there now, and I just think it's dope, man. Like Bob is doing some big things, and I wish him nothing but success, like for real. So, Jay, I drove past that truck yesterday, and it is still there. He didn't move the truck because I drove past it earlier this week or late last week, and it was up in his driveway, but it is still there. Lou, I'm going to read this one out loud. He said, "No way was that a waste of time. I feel in today's world where everything is a click away, getting up close, we neglect getting up close feels for certain things, especially a big jump like that." Exactly. And I basically said, my summation of my reply, and I was mad when I read that reply. Like, how dare you? Like, how you jump to a conclusion? I'm like, yeah, look, if you guys want to go back and read my comment. I mean, you guys know what video I'm talking about. And I try to remain tactful and have an even keel when I reply to certain things. But sometimes, man, folks hide behind the keyboard and they say anything they want to say. And I'm like, yo, I'm not the one. Like, for real. Like, you got me screwed up. Like, you're not gonna come at me sideways and then me not. The Philadelphian in me just does not allow that. But I tried to remain tactful and I replied and I said, in no way was that a waste of time. I'm like, that was my first foray into looking into something like that. And I said something about, it wasn't a waste of time because you don't know my situation. I'm like, it's easy for you to jump to conclusions about what I have going on, but there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't see. And I don't post that because that's the difference between, my life in YouTube or what I show you guys on YouTube and my life, man, like for real. And I'm like, the last thing I'm going to do is act a fool and rush in because I know I have different responsibilities that you might not understand. So, hey, John, thank you so very much. Uh, no worries, man. No worries. That's what's up. Kirk, thank you very much, John, again, as always, for hanging out and your support. Like, seriously, you guys that thank me for doing different things, and it really makes me want to put something else out there. It is easy to get to the point where you're like, all right, there's enough stuff out there. Like, y'all watch that for a while. But when you guys constantly come back, when you guys are watching the videos within the first, let's say 24 hours that they go live, and you guys are commenting on the videos actively, and it keeps me engaged and it keeps you engaged, that is great motivation. So I can't say thank you guys enough for doing that for me. And I'm having fun with this. Like, I know I'm not always talking about catering 100%. I can't. Like, I can only talk about catering when I have a catering job. Like, um, Charles the Barber asked about cooking chicken. And it took me a month and a half, 2 months, if not longer, I'm sorry, to talk about cooking the chicken, because I just, like, people call me and they hit me up for brisket. They hit me up for lamb. They hit me up for pulled pork. They hit me up for baby back ribs. They hit me up for beef ribs. They hit me up for lamb. They hit me up for salmon. I mean, of all of the things that I cook, chicken is one of those things where I won't say I cook it the least, but unless I have an event where I'm cooking beef, chicken, and pork, usually I'm not cooking chicken. So it took me a while to get able to answer his question to do. So I'm telling you guys, when you guys ask me questions, you guys want me to cook different things, I don't necessarily not cook it for just not wanting to do it. There are some things that I'm not doing. But other times I try to, like this jerk brisket. Someone said something about a jerk brisket probably a good year ago. And I told you guys before, brisket is not cheap. So I don't want to experiment with something that I'm going to not be able to make my money back off of. So this was just something for the family. And you guys will see how it turns out tomorrow. But I don't want to waste money on stuff like that. I don't have it like that to be able to just say, oh, I'm going to spend, $50, $60 on a piece of meat and throw it away. Like, oh, I wish I had the disposable income to be able to do that. But I have responsibilities. Hey, Justin, thank you very much, man, for hanging out. Thank you very much for your donation. Hold on. I'm going to dig into the cooler here. All right. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like, seriously. Seriously, I do. I know I say it a lot, but I really do mean it. Kirk says that's what barbecue is all about, man. Bringing people together, drinking a few brewskis, and socializing. That's why he loves barbecue. Mm. I will drink to that. But I mean, like, you have to be careful also. Like, oh my gosh, man. I tell you, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. On Thanksgiving this past year, after being up Tuesday into Wednesday, and being up Wednesday into Thursday, and then doing the deliveries, I was on my last delivery, and I darn near fell asleep at the wheel. And I'm like, I don't want that. So, I had to do something to keep me awake. Like, I don't know, I can't remember if I started snacking on something. But I mean, it's just one of those things. Why the reason why I'm asking about that, we're talking about, trying to stay awake, is because there are times when it's not just you have to worry out for. What if I would have dozed off and drove into oncoming traffic or something like that? ¿Qué te pasa, man? Oh, but staying awake, Hey Eric, man. Well, thanks for popping in. Staying awake is just one aspect of a bigger picture. Okay, not only staying awake to make sure that your cook goes well, but staying awake if you have to deliver food, or staying awake if you have an event to go to, or staying awake if you have to man a grill. Excuse me. So, but we got to do something. We got to figure something out. I want to meet a lot more of you guys. I've met a few of you guys. I've met Tom. I met Kirk. I met one or two of you guys kind of in passing at SCA event. Obviously, I met DC Cooks. Uh, I met somebody that was up there at that event. Um, I feel like I've met a bunch of you guys. Obviously, we have these conversations, and yes, indeed, Kirk, you're absolutely correct. But I mean, I'm thankful. I'm really grateful that you guys, was it Justin who just said I have a great personality? Jay said that's you're a good guy and you help us all out and what not to do on what not to do in barbecue, and your advice is guidance to success. That's dope, man. I never. I told you guys before. I started posting more frequently, putting videos on how to do things and how to do this and how to do that to help my friend out. Like seriously, and he wasn't the only one to watch the videos. And some of you guys started watching the videos, and some of you guys obviously watched the videos before I was doing the barbecue. I mean, some of you guys have been here for a very long time on my channel, and it's like, how did you even find me? Who sent you? But I'm really appreciated that you guys, I am just a regular dude, man. Kurt, you when I was sitting with Kurt, so when I took Kurt his food, I sat down and we started drinking, and man, John, who you already know, you a OG, like for real. Don't you hate it when, all right, like for real. Every now and again, when I rock one of those shirts and they are tattered by now, but it's like I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. I cut my teeth on those "Don't You Hate It When" videos, like seriously. Um, Talking to people, interviewing people, and kind of like and just having those relatable situations. Like I thought that was going. I did a whole bunch of stuff with that "Don't You Hate It When" account, man. Like the "Don't You Hate It When" stuff on Twitter. When I set up that, oh, dude, I taught myself how to do a lot. I created a bot on Twitter that would go out and search for people's tweets that would talk about "Don't You Hate It When" moments, and those "Don't You Hate It When" moments, I would retweet them, and people were following the bot, and then I would get them to retweet stuff, and then I would post videos about them, and then get them to share the videos. Oh man, I could tell you stories aside from barbecue. uh, well, Joaquin, man, and that was it right there. Like I said, I did the "Don't You Hate It When" stuff for a while, and I thought that was gonna take off, but it never like broke through, and it just wasn't the right thing. And I took some time off, and then I went back and I regrouped, and I came back and started just doing the barbecue stuff, and I was just throwing barbecue stuff up every now and again. But the key is consistency. So those of you guys who have budding channels, you have to be consistent. Chuck, I give Chuck credit. Chuck is churning out videos, at least 2 videos a week. Churning out videos. Chuck, props. Definitely. Chuck is definitely putting his best editing video foot forward. John, who was just commenting, is also known, or better known as DJ Woo Pig. But John is a DJ, and our paths crossed because I don't know how. Oh, our paths crossed because when I bought Bessie from John watched Kirk's videos, and we became, cool and fast friends because of Kirk's videos. And when Kirk took his videos off of YouTube, John, I don't know if he looked me up or just saw me in Kirk's videos or whatever, and he, stayed on my channel, and that's how we have a commonality. I use the Corel Video Studio software. Hey Tony, thank you very much, man. Good night, sir. Good night. I hear you, Chuck. Shoot, you said for a week. Chuck, that's when you put a video or two in the queue and you're not filming, Wednesday night for a video that's going up on Thursday morning, or you do something short or something sweet so you can put a video out, and it might not be a 20-minute video. It could be a 4-minute video or a 5-minute video. So, yeah. Jay, I tell you what, man. Having the right tools is a big thing. But there are times when having a tool that will get the job done is better than not getting the job started with the tool that you have, waiting for a better tool. Hopefully that makes sense. Chauncey, that's what's up. My point in every video is to teach you something. That's my unique niche aspect on barbecue. And I used to teach computers, and I used to tell folks all the time. I used to tell my students, and my students would tell you that I didn't teach stuff out of the book. I taught you stuff that you would need to learn in real life or need to know in real life. I'm like, look, you have that book. That book will get you to pass the test. I'm going to get you, I'm going to teach you some real world experience, so you'll be able to talk to different things. You'll be able to interview a little bit better. You'll be able to do a lot of things. And I've had a couple of my students, very successful. So, yeah. Sean says he's never been here this late. Look, man, after so the first hour I try to stay on topic. The second hour we pretty much talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can get deep, we can get all intellectual, yeah. Turnaround Barbecue says, if I had $300 to spend on barbecue or barbecue gadgets, what would I get? I'd get a kick ash basket. I'd get grill grates. I'd get a Searsaw. I think that probably would take me to that $300 budget. But if I didn't get the Searsaw, I would probably get so definitely want the kick ash basket. Definitely want some grill grates. Let's see, what else would I get? I would try some different charcoals too. That'd probably be the best thing. Try some different charcoals, see what I like. I know there's a lot of folks that cook with B&B charcoal. I just can't justify sometimes spending $20 on something I might not like, so I don't. I saw, Chuck, you smoked that salt and pepper. When I looked at I was scrolling through my timeline, and I was like, man, that looked like salt and pepper. And then I read it, and I was like, been there, done that. Cambro. You're not going to buy that one from me, Kurt. Lou, man, you can pass a test by going online and asking Google. That's how I feel. And anytime they would ask me something and I'm like, you know what? GTS, Google it. Google that, you know what I mean. And it was so funny when it got to the point. Now, my computer classes ran between 6 and 12 months, depending on when they cycled in the track, because the whole thing is, I taught the same 3 or 4 courses, and it was a cycle of those courses. So I taught 4 or 5 rounds of students, let's say. And the older students, when the newer students would come in, they would, somebody would ask a question, and I'd have one of them, they'd be like, yo, GTS. GTS, what's that? Google that. But that's a question, or those are things that you can ask Google for. You don't need me for that. I'm gonna tell you a story, I'm gonna break something down, I'm gonna give you a life experience, and then we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna figure out how to relate it to the situation. And it will be more relatable, and you'll have that aha moment, like, ah. So yeah, let's see. Definitely, Lou, life skills, man, life skills. So Rock says 919, that's North Carolina, isn't it? I was looking at vertical drum smoker designs, and as soon as I heard, hey, yo, this is Dash. This is Dash. I knew you were one of the homies. Keep up the spontaneous vids. It's much better than boring scripted YouTubes, man. And I definitely, I will, I won't say that I've ever scripted a video, but I have had to try, or I've had, like talking points or bullets that I've tried to do, and it just doesn't work for me. Like I just off the cuff, yeah. Chauncey, are you asking me if I've cooked a pig or a pog? I don't know what a pog is. Ooh, that's what's up. I was burned to cold baskets that burned all wood for so many years. Is there a huge difference? Yes. The huge difference is you get some sleep, man. Shoot. This is the whole point of this conversation, this topic. This last weekend, I did 2 briskets, pork shoulder. I started them I put them in a smoker between 2 and 2:30 in the morning. I came back in the house and was asleep by 3, back out of the smoker. Actually, I was back out of the smoker about 5:30, and I put my chicken on. Chicken was on, and I said, oh, I took a nap, so I was kind of wide awake, and I wasn't pressed. Like, my temperature was good, and everything was fine. So I'm like, all right, great. I came back inside and took another nap. There's no need to stay awake when you don't have to. Let's see. Before I mess this up, and I know I've said this before, I watch Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat worked with Dan Mace. Dan Mace, when he first started working with Casey used to always get on his case like, damn, why you always sleep? Dan said, a smart man sleeps when he has to. A wise man sleeps when he can. Just let that sink in for a moment. He basically said anybody can sleep when they have to, but someone who is wise will sleep when they can. What happens if I don't get the opportunity to sleep the next time I think I'm going to be able to? So it's one of those things. And I was doing that before I heard that, but once I heard that, I was like, whoa, that makes a whole bunch of sense. Get ready. Nice. Chuck, that's nice. I did read the description about it, but I didn't look into it. I figured I would see for myself. Jay, go right ahead. You tell him I told you, all right? Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. Nice. September 19th. 9/19. Does that make you... No, you're not a Libra yet. It's cool, Chauncey. I figured it out. The taco points are still as long as cooks. I just can't make them flow. Chuck, it has taken me a very, very long time to get to the point where I can think, execute, elaborate, and eloquently elaborate a point or a topic or a thought. So there are a lot of videos, like when you know, you guys just saw me talk about that goddamn Mason and what he said about, you know, smart man sleeps when he, or it's something along the lines of a smart man sleeps when he has to, but a wise man sleeps when he can. But I took a pause and I thought about what I had to say before I said it. So as opposed to me just verbal diarrhea, I think about what I have to say, I say it, and then I cut out the pieces that were just the thought process. So if you guys look really closely at my videos, you'll see a lot more jump cuts where I'll be shifted just slightly, or my hands will be in a different place because I talk with my hands. You guys, you have to know that by now. But that is how I can take a video that could be 30 minutes long or 45. Like the brisket video that I did, I had an hour's worth of footage, an hour. And of course, some of that will be trimmed down because I'm doing time lapses. But for the most part, aside from the ums and the ahs and the repeating stuff, though that all gets cut out. But also what gets cut out, and Chuck, this is, you know, one of those things to help you get your video from being 25 minutes and slightly boring to 17 minutes and you're engaging, is to keep the main points. I don't need to see, you know, or you guys don't need to see me slicing brisket for 13 minutes. I mean, no. You might see 30 seconds here, 45 seconds here, and another minute there. And that's just so you can see the beginning of it, me slicing up the middle of it, and me slicing up the end and getting it all together and put it into the pan. So 5 minutes worth of footage versus a minute and a half worth of footage, you're more prone to watch a minute and a half worth of footage versus 5 minutes or 6 minutes of me doing the same repetitive thing. Same thing goes for talking. There's some times where, you know, it just cannot be helped, where you have a message you want to convey or a thought you have to convey or whatever the case may be, but can you say it? And this is one of those things where you have to get to the point. You have to get to the point of what you have to say. No pun intended, but you have to get to the point faster. You have to get to the point in less words. You have to be engaging. You have to get excited if you need to keep people watching. You have to keep people engaged, and you have to do those things. And yeah. Hey, Rock, thank you very much for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. Deuces, Lou, take care. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I can't, Kirk, dude. It takes me a while to fall asleep sometimes, but then if I sit still long enough, usually I'm asleep. Jacob, how you doing, man? Jay, I understand that, but you have to take a deep breath. And if you are talking about something, the best thing you can do is know, oh, I screwed up. You know what I'm gonna edit that out in post. I know your situation is a little bit different. You don't necessarily have the video editing software yet, but once you do get the video editing software and you can actually edit stuff out, you will find that it makes it easier because you don't have to worry so much about getting it right the first time, because that's your only shot. That's what's up, Kurt. That's why I don't do videos. All right, Chauncey. The my PO box is down in the description. Just kind of let me know when you send it. There are times when I do get to the PO box a few times a week, and there are times when I just can't. Unfortunately, Chuck sent this sauce and it hit the PO box last Monday, and I wasn't able to pick it up until like last Friday. Um, I try and go to the PO box at least every Wednesday, because if anyone sends anything, I can talk about it on the live stream. And if you send something, usually you're here on the live stream, and I can thank you personally for sending whatever it is that you sent. So yes. Turn around, man. I tell you what, my first, I won't say 100, it probably was first 50 videos. I didn't talk on camera. I was using this video editing software to talk about, and I've talked about this before. I was talking about don't you hate it when moments. Um, uh, what was it? It was 3 of them. So I would talk about don't you hate it when moments. Oh, my random thoughts, and then it was one more, and I can't remember. But I did these animations, and oh my gosh, Jay, you'll get better. Trust me, you will get better. But I used to do these animations, and these animations, for almost every 1 minute of footage, it could take me an hour to edit. And there was one day where I had something on my mind and I just couldn't. I was like, you know what? Screw this. Don't you hate it when blah, blah, blah. And it was a horrible video shot on my cell phone, most likely. And oh my gosh, looking back at it, the first Don't You Hate It When video that I did, with me, it was horrible. But it allowed me to free up so much more time. And then once I started filming those videos, like, yeah, filming them and then kind of editing. But in the beginning, I was doing one takes. So it was like, don't you hate it when you get to I remember one of them, I was at my kid's school and all these people were double parked. And I'm like, there's a spot right there. Your car can fit in that spot. You would allow so many more people to be able to get on this block and pick up their kids if you just park. But people would double park so they wouldn't get blocked in by other people who were double parking. I get it, I do, but I mean, anyway, but it gets better. The editing gets better, talking gets better, it gets easier, getting to the point gets easier, all of those things. 4J, I see you, man. The problem I have is the way that I edit my videos. Whenever there's a blooper or something like that, I cut it out and it's gone. So in order for me to go back and get some blooper reels, some blooper type stuff, I have to consciously edit differently. And a lot of times, and if you start doing edit video, you'll understand that you don't really want to edit twice. Because what ends up happening is I'm like, oh, I edit. Oh no, I need to cut that part out. I need to cut out the fact that I said 1,000 times. Or I need to cut out the fact that I'm like, and then I try again. Or the third time. Or the fourth time. Okay. Usually I can get it done in the first or second time. But maybe again, if it comes down to it and I don't have anything for next week, y'all might get some bloopers. Like, for real, I have actually started putting some stuff off to the side in the video editing software, especially with the kids, because they are, I keep a lot of the stuff that they do on camera in the videos. Like tomorrow, there's a section where my son is just like, he just dabs for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, you're on camera, right? And he's like, oh, okay. Okay, Jesse, thank you. But yeah, man, it gets easier. It really does. Yep, Jay, you're absolutely right. Yep, that's exactly it, Chuck. Nail on the head. We are definitely not perfect. There, I look, I mess up almost like the in the in the video where I talked about the shepherd's pie. I called it a pot pie in the beginning of the video. I'm like, yeah, I'm making pulled pork pot pie. I was making a shepherd's pie. T Rock, hey, how you doing? Jesse, all right. Usually, I give everyone who comes in here and sometimes comments some stuff out of pocket. I give you a warning. This is officially your warning before you get set on timeout for a couple minutes. So choose your next comments wisely. But I mean, it comes with time. Like I've been doing videos on YouTube. Like I think I've been posting videos on YouTube off and on for 6 years. Um, 6 years. Like thinking about that's a long time. That's a lot of videos. I have over 800 videos on my library on YouTube, and there's a lot of experience in that. So Jay, for somebody like you who's just just getting started, it it can be daunting, but it's also rewarding. Excuse me. So like right now, like talking on a live stream, trying to keep the conversation going. I know that it is late and shoot, it's 10:45 almost. I've been up this morning since 3:20, 3:30. I got up. I know why. If I'm tired, I know other folks are tired too. So, but other than that, the brisket video will be out tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that one. I had fun making it. I'm trying not to give you any spoilers. But I had a good time. It's just 7:36 here in California. Must be nice. Well, you know what? I challenge you to get up at 7 a.m. Eastern. So, what is that, 4 in the morning your time? And comment on my video within the first 15 minutes. How about that? Then we can talk about, how early it is out there. But yeah, man, Jay, I appreciate you, watching and posting up some videos. T Rock, if I were, there's a couple things. I don't necessarily do it for the paycheck because I'm a level with you guys. My YouTube income as of late last year, so for 2018, there were months when I had an income, and this is after YouTube took their money, of just over $100. And there was a month, I think the best month I had, it was like $600. So I'm not out here doing this for the money, man. I'm out here because I like hanging out and talking to you guys. I like doing things that help you guys out. The YouTube checks have gotten a little more consistent as of late, and they're closer to an average of about $200. But I mean, dude, I'm, you know, it's amazing how long it takes to become an overnight success. McCormick, Chris McCormick, if you guys, need to or want to try to have something, like I can try to send you guys some of this stuff too. Hey Chauncey, thank you very much, man, for hanging out. I definitely do appreciate it. Well, that's the thing, Chauncey, man. I'm hoping to. There's a guy in Baltimore. He has this, like, I remember seeing his. I don't know if it was a clothing line or just he was motivational, but he was his. One of his tags was aspire to inspire, and I just think that's dope. So Though I don't necessarily aspire to inspire, sometimes I kind of just think it happens naturally. Um, all right, well, Jay, I'll be waiting for you to comment tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. Chuck, I would even say not even a week, because you'll run out of tricks quickly. Try to learn a new trick every month. And focus on doing that new or adding that new piece every month. Because that'll give you some things to learn. Every week is just a little high frequency, because it can take you 4 or 5 weeks to master something, especially when you're only doing it once or twice a week. So I would caution it to just take a step back and maybe do it for the month before you do that. Uh, oh my gosh, man! Turn around. I know. Like it's crazy. That's what's up, Chuck. I thought it was either or. Like I didn't think you had to have 500 subscribers. Uh, Chuck, man, it's the videos that I think that I'm like I pour my heart and soul into. Like I'll be editing videos for multiple hours, will get 200 views, and the videos where I bang out in an hour will get 2,500 views. There is no rhyme or reason. It's just some videos YouTube suggests, some videos people can relate more to. I try and mix a little bit of teaching in the videos so you walk away with something. And, you know, I've said it before that, and I'm horrible at saying, hey, please share my video. Man, if you want to share my video, if you like what you saw and you want to share it with somebody else, you're going to do that regardless if I ask you or not. So sometimes that ask, and I think that has to do with it too. YouTube in their algorithm and their grand scheme of things, they basically say, "Oh, did he say this? Did he say that? Did he say this? Did he say that? Okay, we'll recommend that video." But if you just basically like, "Hey, I am who I am. Today I'm cooking this, and we cooked it. All right," and you don't check all of those boxes by saying, hey, if you're new here, please subscribe, or like the video, thumb up the video, comment down below. If you don't check those boxes, those videos don't get the same amount of views, and it's all about the algorithm, and no one knows exactly what it is and what it isn't. All right, Chris. Well, good luck. Like I said, if you can't find it, maybe we can talk offline, and if I need to send you something, well, maybe you can. Uh, T Rock, man, that's what's up. Every time you pop. Shoot. I know, man. I try to inspire, but like I said, it's not always intentional. Well, Chuck, the building videos have the best views because people want to learn how to build stuff, man. My trailer videos, when I was building a trailer, have decent views, but I mean, I was more or less just kind of documenting that whole situation. But the trailer videos have way more views than the videos of me building an ugly drum smoker. Like the views on that double barrel grill that I made, that I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I still have it, and I haven't scrapped it yet, but I don't like it. And that has more views on it than some videos that I really, really like. Really like those videos when I edited them, when I filmed them. I'm like, man, it's gonna be a banger. Like, this gonna be good. And I'll have 200 views on a video, and I'm just like, it's disheartening. It really is. How do you get paid for videos? Advertisements. If you've ever seen advertisements on a video, one of the other things too, Unfortunately, the longer the videos, the more advertisements YouTube can put in the videos. So um, a lot of times you'll see people, and one of the other things too, and I'm going down this YouTuber rabbit hole, but if you see a video and it's 10 minutes and 4 seconds or 10 minutes and 5 seconds, that's because YouTube used to, I won't say promote, but favor those videos that were under 5 minutes. But now YouTube wants to suck you in, and YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube. So now videos that are over 10 minutes are the ones that YouTube promotes more. Then what happens is if the video is over 11 minutes, you can put, or not you can put, but there will be the possibility to have at least 2 ads. So I believe it's for every 11 minutes you can have another ad. So that ad might be just a little pop up down at the bottom, or it could be a whole. It's like, hey, I'll see you guys when I come back, and then it cuts to commercial, and it's a commercial that you can skip, or an ad you can skip after 5 seconds or 10 seconds. And or like I have a YouTube Red subscription or YouTube Premium subscription, whatever it's called now. And when I watch a video, I don't see any ads. So me watching a video, they divvy up the amount of time that I spend watching all videos, and they give a portion of the money that I spent per month for that to the creator. So watch time and views, get the monetization instead of sub. Turnaround, I agree with that. I thought it was watch time and views and not subscribers as well. But I have had the I lucked out when I got my partnership. Let's just say I had a video that went semi-viral, and I kind of just rode the wave. And it had nothing to do with barbecue. The bacon wrap hot dogs videos got recommended to a lot of people. Dude, and it's no rhyme or reason. Like, the one video of mine that has been recommended to a lot of people recently is the how to start a charcoal grill without a charcoal chimney. That video, I feel like it has like 1 million views. It's not 1 million. I wish it was 1 million views. But let me see here. Dashboard. Analytics. All right, in the last 28 days, actually, it has fallen off. In the last 28 days, the top 10 videos are how much wood I use smoking, and a fire management video, behind the scenes of a catering job. So part 1, the prep, slicing brisket for a catering job. The video where I talk about the live video where I talked about working with family. That one, I won't say it's a catchy title, but the subject is a hot subject. Hot, anyone who worked with family can relate to that video, or talk to, or want to watch that video to see. But what I'd be interested to see is like the deeper analytics of that video. So let's see how long people are actually watching the video for. Average view duration is 15 minutes. The video itself is 2 hours and 17 minutes long. So, I mean, it's not like it's getting, let's see. So we got watch time of like an average 46 minutes. 1 minute and 58 seconds. This person probably clicked around and skipped through the video. Like, when I click on a video, I watch the video. Usually I watch the video. I won't say it takes a lot, but I mean, I'm getting, in the past 28 days, 68 likes, 2 dislikes. People have put it in playlist. Average duration, and it ebbs and flows, because here's one day where the average duration of people watching it was 56 seconds, 25 seconds, and then the next day the average duration was 26 minutes and 4 seconds, and then yesterday it was 28 seconds. So it's a 2 hour plus long video. Were we talking about working with family or friends for the whole 2 hours? No. So yeah. Tyler, how you doing, man? Solar videos, but I can get in trouble. You know what, Jay? I understand. You don't have to explain it to me. I can. I won't say I get in trouble for filming my barbecue in people's houses, but not everybody is cool with you pulling out a camera and talking. I got a little scratch on my hand that's irking me that I can't get the scab off, so I've been picking at it. I'll leave it alone. I can live stream and cook. That'll be more than 10 minutes. Turn around. Yeah, but the downtime is what is going to kill you, because people are going to get bored. You know as well as I do, like, well, I won't say you know as well. When I'm cooking, like today, I made skillet pizza and it was dope. Like, it was really dope. I went to the market. I got 2 pizza doughs, 2 balls of pizza dough. I got some tomato sauce. I got some sausage. I took the sausage out of the casing, browned the sausage, and I got some cheese, and I have a 15-inch cast iron skillet and I have a 12-inch cast iron skillet. I took the 15-inch skillet, I spread out the dough, put the sauce on, put some cheese on, put some sausage on, put a little bit more cheese on top, baked it, cooked it in the oven. Man, it came out phenomenally. Phenomenally. Now, can I use that same methodology or recipe more or less to do a video on me cooking on the grill? Yes. It took me about 20 minutes or so. But what are you going to do while the pizza is in the oven? Or what are you going to do while you're frying something? To me, I feel like you have to think about the whole picture. As far as from beginning to end, keeping people engaged, keeping people watching. That's how I feel. That's why, sometimes I'll be like, boom, jump out at you, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what did he just do? And I'm going to bring you back in after I know I'm being boring, and I could just be like, oh yeah, I'm cutting stuff up, I'm doing whatever, I'm walking out to the grill, I'm throwing wood into the fire, but I want to keep you. I'm going to change my audio levels. I'm going to change my inflection. I'm going to change some things to keep you engaged, so that you keep coming back, so you'll stay. How do I recommend videos? So, you can share the videos. Like, you can share the videos on Twitter, Instagram. Well, you can't really share them on Instagram. Facebook are the places where they're shareable. Text messages to your friends. That's all about sharing the video. On Instagram, the only way that you can have a link on Instagram is if you have a bio or if you send a direct message. Other than that, like if you copy and paste a link into your text of your video, no one is going to be able to do anything with it because they have to copy that verbatim. And especially with YouTube videos, capitalization matters. So it's not that easy. Yeah. Kirk, exactly. My kids too. Jeanette, how you doing? How was Bible study? Jeanette, we're talking about long cooks, or we were talking about long cooks. We kind of just delved into this whole YouTube, I don't say phenomena, but I was talking about me as a YouTuber, like some of the stuff on my side of things. You know what, Tyler? That makes a lot of sense, and this is something that can pertain to to a lot of different things, a lot of different aspects, not just necessarily cooking. But Tyler makes a valid point. He says he missed the stream tonight. His hours changed at work. He said he's a critical care paramedic. So first, thank you for, helping others out. That's dope, man. That's admirable that, you can put yourself on the line to help others out, like for real. And he works 24-hour shifts, or he says 24-hour shifts are a bear. He said his secret is slow and steady. Yeah. Mm. And I can definitely agree with that. Like, you have to be methodical, all right? He says you got to use caffeine when you can, but you can't depend on it. Chuck, I'll tell you what, man. Chuck, I go into, you guys have seen me film sometimes or at times in like the Restaurant Depot or in Sam's, or I don't think I've ever filmed in Costco. But having my camera out filming, it is unnerving, these stares you get. And it's one of those things where you either have to push through it or it's going to break you. And like people who vlog and have much bigger cameras, like it's evident what they're doing. But there's still so many people that don't know anything about YouTube and why someone would have a camera, or why someone would be talking to themselves, or why someone would be holding their phone. It's a little easier to have and use a phone and vlog with a phone than it is with like a full-on, DSLR camera. Jeanette, and I know. There are times when I'm just like, there's no way I want to split this video up. I don't want to split it up. And there are other times when I'm like, yo, ain't no way. I'm like, yo, this video is like 24 minutes. I could split this into 3 videos. But sometimes that's not always the good thing. But Jeanette, there are times when I can sit and watch over multiple days or multiple, seatings or settings, an hour plus long video, and it'd be fine. Like I watched a video today. It was a documentary type video on a diesel engine. Now, Jeanette, I'll tell you one of my secrets. I do not watch videos in regular time or regular speed. If you look at a video, usually there's 3 dots somewhere on the screen or on the video. Click that, or the cog, the sprocket. Click that, and in the settings, it says playback speed. Turn that playback speed up to 1 1/4. I haven't gotten to the point where I've gotten to the point where I can watch videos at 1.5 times, but that will definitely speed up your viewing versus your watch time, because you're still watching 100% of the video or however many percent of the video, but you're watching it faster. Hopefully that makes sense. William, how you doing? Chuck, that's 5, it's small, but it's still, yeah, dude. You need to get a bigger phone card, man, a bigger memory card, or delete some of the stuff off of the phone. That's what's up. Teaching our kids. Teaching on our idols. That's interesting. Chuck, man, that's having your neighbor. But see, there's a difference between having your neighbor film you and someone who knows you're doing YouTube and they're like, oh, he's just filming a video. To someone like, you guys saw that video when I did the pork shoulder on my porch and that guy stopped and he was like, so I've talked to him a couple times. So maybe, again, if I don't get my camera back next week, or between now and the weekend, I will maybe put up a video of me talking to him. It's like the neighbors passed by and I talked to them, and so yeah. But see, Jay, here's the difference between the Joe Rogan podcast. It's a conversation, and you're listening to the conversation. You're not necessarily listening to one person talk about something and drone on and on and on, because it's a back and forth usually. It keeps you more interested because it's a dynamic conversation as opposed to like someone who is monotone, or someone who is just droning on about a specific topic. So it keeps it a little more interesting. I listen to podcasts. There's a couple podcasts I listen to. One of which is, and actually it's probably the only one that I really listen to, is called How I Built This. It's an NPR podcast, and it's about, or it's the guy who's the moderator talks talks to entrepreneurs and dreamers and people who have built brands and all types of stuff. So I like it. Only problem is it's a like one of the things I really hate about TV is the fact that I can't watch it in my own time, and I have to watch it when someone tells me to watch it. Like I hate watching series in real time. It's like the worst thing for me. I want to watch a series and be able to watch it on a Saturday morning through Sunday afternoon and be done with it and be, wow, yo, you need to watch that too. Like me and Netflix, we get down. Yep, definitely getting out, all about getting out of your comfort zones. That's what's up. Yep, it is definitely a whole different ball game trying to maintain a specific temperature. You're not going to hit the temperature. I mean, hopefully you guys have seen the video I talked about it. Um, and it's not about hitting the temperature. It's about staying within a specific range. Let's see. Jeanette says I listen to Dave Ramsey's podcast. It's usually over 2 hours, but I'm doing stuff while listening. He's on YouTube. Dave Ramsey. Why does that name sound familiar? Dave Ramsey. Jay, you're right. Okay, maybe that's why I've heard about him, Jeanette, with the financial stuff. All right. Has he written books? Dude, that dude's almost at 1 million subscribers. 995,000 subscribers. He'll probably be at 1 million before we wake up in the morning. No, not Gordon Ramsay. Dave Ramsey. We all know who Gordon Ramsay is. Man. Where's the lamb sauce? Oh, man. Is budgeting really that hard? Yes, it is. Just when you have kids and they're like, Daddy, I need money for donut day tomorrow. I could go out in uniform if I buy a donut. It is what it is. Financial Peace University. All right, well, guys, I too have to get up in the morning. This is This is always fun. I really look forward to Wednesdays and hanging out and talking to you guys. I wish that I could stay, on and talk to you guys for longer, but unfortunately, I have to get to bed myself. So I want to take a moment and say thank you guys so very much for watching, hanging out. Chuck, thank you again for sending out the barbecue sauce. I appreciate you, man. I do. I remember, and I'm looking at your letter. I'm like, does he not remember that dude? I have definitely been following you since the Chuck's deliciously or decidedly different. Because I remember when you did the whole rebranding thing on Instagram, because it was just Chuck's DD Barbecue, and I was like, what the heck does that mean? And it's like decidedly different. Yeah, I remember, man. I have a good memory when it comes to stuff like that. It's just like Justin, who was on the live stream earlier, and I'm like, dude, I remember. I was like, he said he was in Colorado, and I'm like, yo, I know I followed him on Instagram, and his Instagram is like SoCo barbecue. So not like SoCal, but Southern Colorado barbecue. But I know I've seen his stuff. So I remember, like, I might not always comment, I might not always say something, but I see a lot. Like, just like I said, I saw your salt and pepper yesterday, and I knew. Well, I knew what you were talking about earlier. Go get some sleep. Go on and watch some college basketball. Well, Jeanette, you go ahead and watch for me too, because I'm not a big fan of college sports. It's too many teams. And seeing as how I never went to college, I don't have a team I root for. So, yeah. Definitely, guys. So, thank you again. Really, really appreciate you guys hanging out. It's the only time you watch it. Why? I don't know, man. I just don't get into it. I haven't gotten into it. My coworkers try. Oh man, we gotta watch blah 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 blah. I could care less. Or when March Madness comes around and you have pools and stuff. Jay said he's been to a lot of college parties. No comment. Not digging deeper into that one. Do not want to, get you to incriminate yourself or anything like that. Jeanette lives in not Idaho. She lives in the Midwest, I think. It's not Michigan. Montana. Yeah. There's a joke in there somewhere about living in Montana. I know. How many people don't know where Montana is? I mean, I was thinking it was Midwest, but it's further west. You are in the West. Jeez. You got that cold. But I say you can always put on more clothes to get warm. You can never take enough off to get cool. So I'm sure it doesn't get nearly as hot as it does even here on the West Coast in Baltimore, out there in Montana. Do you even get all 4 seasons when you consider like summer 60 plus degrees? Oh, I know where Montana is. I'm good at geography. Chuck. You can always put on more clothes to get warm. You can never take enough off to get cool. William, how old are you? His age is, you're less cool the more clothes you take off. I hear you, Chuck. Shoot, if I didn't have kids' sports activities, I probably wouldn't be out as much as I am in the winter either. I remember, Jeanette, you're from Houston. Texas. I don't know if it was Houston specifically or not, but I remember you are from Texas. And, you know, remember I said I was getting off, and then here we are. Dad bod age. I'm almost 40. I know all about the dad bod. All right, I guess on that bombshell, I'm going to end it. So, thank you. Just really want to say thank you guys again for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate you taking the time. I know I opened up another beer, man. If you want to stay here talking, I can stay talking. We can sit. Look, if you want me to fall asleep on a, you hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. But I'm going to drink this, and I was getting ready to go sit on. I was going to sit on the couch because I'm not tired. And it's usually the problem I have. I end the live streams, and then I'm sitting up for another half an hour, 45 minutes. You said shower beer before bed. Exactly. Shoot, junior high, man. I wasn't junior high when I was talking to girls like that. It was definitely high school, freshman year of high school for sure. Man, junior high. I wasn't all about the girls just yet. William's like, you first. No, you first. You hang up first. No, you hang up first. Jeanette. Oh, but you know, it's funny because we've all been there. It's like, you say goodnight. No, you say goodnight. No, you hang up. No, I'm not going to be the hang up. No, I'm not hanging up. I hung up the first last night. Dude, Kirk, who you talking? Who you telling, man? He said attached to the wall with a 20-foot cord. Exactly. There were no, you know what it was? There were no batteries to die. That is what that is what gets you nowadays. Cause you'd be like, my phone is dying, I gotta go. But see, that's why you have one of these, excuse me, battery packs. Jeanette, I was lucky enough to have a cordless phone, but we had the Panasonic phone that everybody had, that little, like the big earpiece, and then it like dropped down and was a little triangle piece down on the bottom. The angle piece kind of came out, and those antennas that were garbage. The one you had to pull out to talk about reminiscing. But shoot, everybody had one of those Panasonic phones, house phones with the answer machine. And on a speakerphone, you couldn't. Yep. Look, she said, "Oh Lordy." I was lucky enough to, I won't say, no, yeah, I was lucky enough to always have my own, my own phone line because my mom had a computer. We had a computer, and we needed a second line for the modem. So I was lucky, and that I had a phone that was mine. Though I never really gave the number out, though. All right. My mom, get off because the computer cut. Yep. Sure enough. Jay, been there, done that. But see, again, that's what I'm just talking about. My mom, we had two phone lines. So one was like a dedicated. Jeanette, I've only heard about party lines. Oh my gosh, Jay. He said he's only 28 this year. Dude, I'm gonna be 39. All right, Jeanette, we're getting off. We're saying goodbye. I'm all right. Good night, guys. Cheers. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. Jeanette's telling us we gotta go. Jeanette's hanging up first. Next week, Jeanette can't hang up first. All right. Talk to you guys later.